What's up guys, welcome to TechRamos. In this brand new video series, I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know about payment gateways and how to implement those kind of implementation in order to cater your business process, right? So as you know, Stripe, WordPay, Authorize.net and Cybersource are the famous payment gateways in the market, right? So in this video series, I'm going to teach you how to implement a Stripe payment gateway with using Spring Boot and the JavaScript. Also, I'm using Mongo as my database. Okay, let's see at the end of this series how this is work, right? So you also can implement this kind of implementation if you see from the beginning. Okay.
Okay, this is the high-level demonstration what we are building throughout this video series. So this is the home page. So this is the URL you need to hit once you want to do any payment, right? So you can build your front-end application with using Angular or React 2JS or any related technology. But within your application, if you want to do any payment related things, you need to hit this URL for as a save server code, right? Here in this URL you can see there are two parameters, one for the system use ID, one for the amount, right? System use ID is nothing but this is something should be a unique ID. This mean guys, so what who is going to do this payment, right? This is kind of unique ID you are maintaining in your throughout the system, and this is the second parameter. This is the amount. It means guys, so what which amount you need to charge, right? Let's say I need to charge for 500 rupees, sorry, not rupees, dollar, and this is something like a unique ID. Let's say my unique ID is 8899, right? So you need to submit this request. Then you can see this is the amount I need to going to charge, right? So there is a pop-up. You can see this is the UI I created myself, but you can see this specific button. This is come from Stripe itself, right? Once you click, you can see their own UI will display. Here you need to add the email, card number, and other stuffs. So this is a sandbox environment. So Stripe will provide some kind of testing card details. You can test your application. So if you go to this Stripe documentation, you can find this document. So here you can they provided few testing cards for test our application. So I using this MasterCard, and I need to do any payment using this card, right? This is specific email address. You need this just a customer email address. So I using Walter at gmail.com and as my email, and you need to specify expiring date and all, CVC number, right? Once you hit, if this payment is succeeded, it will redirect our success page directly, right? You can see this payment now is succeeded. So you can see transaction ID amount is the amount we are going to charge on behalf of this Walter, and this is the UID, right? So now our initial payments succeeded, right? If you go to that Stripe dashboard in customer section, you can see our newly created customers there, right? Already registered the customer, and this is their card, and this is the amount, right? This is the unique customer ID created by Stripe, and in payment section, this is our newly payment done by Walter customer, and this is the amount, right? This is the first month payment. Okay guys, so first month payment done. Then you can see in our system also maintaining some kind of records. There are so many records there, so I need to filter out, right? 8899. It means system use ID. You can see our records there. So what in local database I am saving these necessary details, so it will be easy to track these things, right? So you can see our system use ID is this, so customer ID, and you can see this record is now in active use status, and transaction expired also not expired, and you can see subscription ending date, so it is ending with after 30 days, so next month 8 is the ending date. Other than that, you can see this stripe related information. So in here you can see our card last 4 digits of this card number and customer email, and those stuff, right? So special thing is, guys, so in this payment process in through our system, we are not going to saving any card related details. All the things saving under stripe on the stripe side, right? We are not belong any card details. So that you can see we have only have 4 digits of this each every cards, right? uh, so okay, our first step is done, so we successfully completed our first month payment. So after register this customer, guys, so until he is deactivated this account, we need to charge every month, right? So then it will be some kind of automatical process, right? Every 30 days it automatically will get in charge. For that, I implemented some kind of scheduler job process. Job process, what this is doing is automatically identify what are the customers already expired, and with using this record job process itself doing charges for the next month, right? It will do next process charges is doing by automatically, because this job process is running every 6 hours in a day, right? So then so for this demonstration, I will hard-codedly expire this date, right? So you can see I need to expire this date 8, right? Let's say it's created by 7th, right? Okay, then we are going to update. So you can see this record is now expired, should be expired, right? Because this is going to expire for this day. So for demonstration purposes, I created this API for this triggering my job process, but in real world scenario, we are not going to trigger in this way, so it will automatically trigger because we are using sprint schedule things. And so for showing this job process feature, so I'm using this I manually run this scheduler. You can see in log section, you can see uh, payment schedule process is started, and it is identified this user is expired, then it will automatically charge this amount, right? So if you go this Stripe dashboard, then it should be added newly payment record. In payment section, you can see, so new record it's going to be added. So because this Volta customer is going to be charges for the next month, right? So also you can see our local database section. Also you can see there is initial, then once the charges for next month, this record needs to be expired, then it will show this active status to deactivation. We'll see. So refresh. Okay, you can see there are 2 records there in our old record, and this is the old record, right? You can see this transaction expiring is expired, and it will create automatically the new record, this record for the next month. And you can see all the things is getting changed, and sources all the same, right? Same customer is going to be charged, so same card details you can see. So that's it, guys. So this is just a high level demonstrations how this process is going on. And
You also can implement these kind of features if you watch my video series from the beginning, right? I'll explain each and every step very clearly. Okay, I'll guide you from the beginning, and stay tuned. I'll catch you in this next video.